So, the Time Athlete of the Year was created in 2019. This award is only 5 years old. Since its inception, LeBron James, Lionel Messi, Aaron Judge, Simone Biles, and now Caitlin Clark, out of the 5 recipients, 3 have been people of color, and 2 have been women. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a WNBA fan, or just a sports fan in general, today's video is one you don't want to miss. We're diving deep into Sheila Johnson's recent comments about Caitlin Clark's Time Athlete of the Year award, and we're debunking those arguments with 5 solid facts that show why Caitlin Clark's recognition is deserved and long overdue. Buckle up, let's get into it. How do you even qualify for this award? Well, Time Athlete of the Year was created to recognize and celebrate the outstanding achievements of athletes, not teams, not leagues, across the globe in a given year. The award honors individuals, not teams, and not leagues who have shown exceptional performance, made a significant impact in their respective sports, and influenced society or culture in a meaningful way. Time's Athlete of the Year is not just about athletic success, but also about how athletes' actions, what they do, persona, how they carry themselves, and how they influence, resonate beyond the sports world. The award is designed to spotlight athletes, once again, athletes, not leagues and not teams, who have demonstrated resilience, leadership, and extraordinary talent, reflecting the global nature of sports and their role in shaping conversations and movements, allowing Time to highlight athletes who have transcended their sport and made an indelible impact. So I ask you, what athlete can you name that have met those criteria in 2024? Anyone? Bueller? Okay. Now let's get into the debunking. Caitlin Clark's impact was beyond just stats. It's Clarkonomics. Let's get into the first point. Sheila Johnson, owner of the Washington Mystics, has some issues with how Caitlin Clark was signaled out, suggesting that it wasn't just her, but a whole collective effort from the WNBA. And yes, talent does play a part in that, but let's talk numbers. In 2024, Caitlin Clark and the Fever accounted for 31% of the Washington Mystics' entire attendance. Caitlin Clark wasn't just a fan favorite. She was the catalyst for the most significant growth the WNBA has seen in years. According to economist Ryan Brewer, Clark was responsible for 26.5% of the economic activity in the WNBA in 2024. And that we're not talking just a team of the Washington Mystics. We're talking about the entire WNBA, 26.5%. That's right. More than a quarter of the entire league's growth was attributed to her presence alone. Let's put this in perspective. If the WNBA was a concert, Clark wasn't just a headliner. She was the entire show. The Fever's games drew record-breaking attendance, and over 300,000 fans came through Gainbridge Fieldhouse, a WNBA single-season record. And remember, we're talking about a league that's already seen explosive growth, but Clark was the spark that took it to the next level. So, while Sheila Johnson may argue it's about the collective, you cannot ignore that Clark's undeniable impact made her the face of the growth and the league. Some might say the WNBA was already gaining momentum. Yes, indeed, the WNBA was already gaining momentum, but Clark was the match that lit the fire. Now, let's talk about the league's momentum before Clark entered the WNBA. Johnson mentioned that the WNBA was already on the rise before Caitlin Clark was drafted. While that's true, and props to the superstars that came before her, Clark was the one who put the WNBA on the global map. Remember when Clark's team, the Indiana Fever, played the Mystics in Washington for the final game of the regular season? The Mystics had to move their game to the Wizards' home arena, quadruple the size of their usual venue to accommodate the influx of Fever fans. And get this, they set a new WNBA single game attendance record at 20,744. I mean, that's like when the Beatles played in Shea Stadium and the crowd was so loud you could barely hear the music. Caitlin Clark's presence alone was enough to make that happen. Number 3, a global phenomenon, not just a local one. This one's a biggie. Sheila Johnson argued that we should not be just focusing on Caitlin Clark because other players also deserve the spotlight. Well, let's take a look at the global reach of Caitlin Clark's appeal. Clark's story transcends the court. She's more than a basketball player. She's a global icon, and her popularity is a force to be reckoned with. Over 31% of the Mystics' total home attendance in 2024 came from just 2 games against the Fever. That's how magnetic Clark is. You see, she's not just known in the US. Her reach is international. Fans are flying from all corners of the globe to watch her play. From Iceland to Taiwan, people are showing up to Fever games, and it's no coincidence. Her impact is undeniable. Let's be real. Caitlin Clark isn't just winning the battle in the US. She's got the world on her side. Clark's deals aren't just brand partnerships. They are legacy building. Let's talk business. Sheila Johnson mentioned that Clark's deals with brands like Nike are causing a divide in the league, and players are asking, what about us? Well, first of all, those deals aren't just about the money. They're about legacy and personality and marketability and likability. Clark's Nike endorsement deal alone is worth $3.5 million a year. That's a record for a WNBA player. But it's not just Nike. She's also partnered with State Farm, Gatorade, Buick, Hy-Vee, Xfinity, and the list goes on. Now, it's true that other players are also landing big deals, but let's not forget these sponsorships weren't handed out because of Caitlin Clark's popularity. They were earned through her on-court performances, breaking records, and creating a massive global fan base. So instead of resenting her and her deals, let's appreciate what it means for the league's future and future players. Number 5, Clark is the catalyst, not the sole reason for the WNBA's growth. Look, no one's saying that Caitlin Clark is the only reason for the WNBA's growth. The league has had a strong foundation thanks to stars that came before her. But, and this is a big but, Clark is the player who brought new eyes to the sport. Her Rookie of the Year season was a tour de force, breaking records and setting a new bar for women's sports, not just women's basketball, not just WNBA, women's sports. I mean, let's get real here. When Caitlin Clark steps onto the court, it's not just a basketball game, it's a spectacle. Whether it's breaking the WNBA record for the most three-pointers in a season or packing out arenas wherever she goes, Clark is the X factor that the league needed. She's not just a player, she is a movement. So to say she is single-handedly responsible for all the WNBA success would be unfair. But to say that she's been the catalyst for its meteoric rise in 2024, absolutely fair, absolutely on point, absolutely above board, and absolutely legit. So there you have it. 5 key takeaways that debunk Sheila Johnson's argument about Caitlin Clark's Time Athlete of the Year award. It's clear that while the WNBA's growth is a collective effort, Caitlin Clark has been a driving force, the engine, the catalyst in making the league a global phenomenon. Her influence extends far beyond the basketball court, far beyond the WNBA, and her historic season proves that she deserves every bit of recognition that comes her way. Let me know what you think about Sheila Johnson's comments and Caitlin Clark's rise. Do you agree with the points made in this video? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more contents like this. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep balling.